This is the Equipment tab. It records what equipment is on your site by equipment ID, how long it's been there, and what tasks it is being used for. For rental equipment, a light color represents a 1-day rental, a medium color represents a 1-week rental, and a dark color represents a 1-month rental. If you're renting equipment, this is where you'll be able to see where each piece of equipment is in its rental cycle. When it's time to call off equipment that you have multiple rentals of, you'll obviously want to select a piece of equipment that is close to rolling into a new rental month, rather than one which has already entered a new rental month in order to maintain rental efficiency. Click View to pull up the equipment entry form. To start, enter your equipment description. Either click the vendor drop-down list and select a vendor that has already been stored in the system, or click the button for the vendor entry form and enter the vendor info. Enter vendor info and then click Return to Equipment Details to close the form. Enter a drop-off date and equipment ID. This is the entire task list for your project. This is where you can select the tasks that require this piece of equipment. When the rental equipment is called off, enter a call-off number and call-off date. Enter the quoted rental cost. Click the X here to close the form. Click the Equipment button here to pull up the forecasting page. All of the tasks involving this piece of equipment are pre-populated in the forecasting form. It is used to calculate how much longer you will need this piece of equipment on site. To start, delete all tasks that are already complete by clicking the respective X's here. Next, enter the total working days available before your equipment rolls over to a new rental period and your working hours per day here. Enter your available crew members per day and working hours per day here. Now click Update Page. That tells us we'll need 1.4 workers to complete our work with this equipment and get it off site before we roll into a new rental period. In our case, since we'll be running lighting home runs, we will probably only be able to efficiently use 1 worker per scissor lift, and 1.4 workers might be too much to accomplish with only 1 worker. Down here you can see that we are projecting 11 more days of work for this equipment, meaning we will roll into 1 more week of rental time. Let's see what a couple of hours of overtime per day might do for us. By changing the total working hours per day to 10 hours, we're able to get the manpower down to 1.1, which is probably doable. That overtime is probably considerably less than the 1 week additional rental. So this is a good tool for your field manager to use, to be aware of the equipment on site, what it is to be used for, and to do some modeling to manage costs by getting that equipment off site as soon as possible.